Hello to everybody. My name is Bruno. I'm a developer at Oktana, and I'm from the people who entered when the pandemic started. Today, I'm going to talk about a bit process builder and processes, and then I'm going to make an example during this call. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's start. Salesforce give us many tools to automate business process, and we start with the most basic to the most complex tools. Sorry that I'm a bit nervous. We can start using workflow rules, and then we pass to process builder when we need more features or the process is more complex. For example, in process builder we can't delete records, neither nor interact with the user. So we pass to flow builder in that case. And the last weapon that we have to use is Apex. Apex can solve almost everything, but it's better to start with a tool that solves more simple tasks. Well, any question?
Not yet.
Okay, thank you. Well, what we can do with process builder, we can create objects of any types, update any related record, and that's not only with the parent record. For example, we can update contacts that related with accounts, and it's not a parent-child relationship. Then we can use quick actions, invoke other processes made in process builder. We can send mails, include a notification, post to chatter, submit a record for approval, and sometimes you can also call Apex classes for complex scenarios. Well, we can classify process in three important groups. We have record changes, invocable, and event. The difference between these groups is what triggers the process. In the first group, the process is triggered by a change in a record or appears a new record. In the second one are all the processes that we can call from other process. They are used for reusing to recycle some logic. And in the last group, we have event process that are triggered by a platform event. That's all. Well, when we have a record change process, do not always activate during a change. I have put here a list. I'm not going to read it all, but for example, when there are mass modifications to records or fields, they don't activate. Well, next. An event process also also supports certain events to be activated. It supports all custom events created by us. And then I have a list there of the standard event that is compatible with. That is, well, if you have entered to Process Builder one time, or if not, here is a structure of a process, and it's divided in two elements. We have the criteria element that says when to execute the actions, and then the actions that are the responsible of making the changes in the record or another action, or send a mail, for example. Okay. In actions, we have two types also. Immediate actions that activate instantaneously, and then we have schedule actions that that are scheduled to be processed later. This last type is not supported by invocable process. They are only available for record change and an event. Well, that's not hard to understand. Well, after I say everything, I'm going to make an example here with this use case. Sorry. Imagine that a beer factory asks you add some to automate two processes. One, when we create a new beer and put it in the market. Sorry. We want to notify all the customers to know that there is a new beer for selling. Then we have we want that the factory manager to be notified that we are running out of a certain beer. Any question till now?
So far, no.
Okay. Well, so let's start with the example. Well, in order to do this exercise, I created a custom object called beer. Okay. Let's see its fields. Well, the beer object has a name, a brand, and a stock, and then all the default fields. Then, in order to send all the notification to the customers, I modified the contact object, and I added a field that is called type in order to distinguish between clients from other contacts related to the company. Okay, then I will go to the setup. And I'm going to the process builder. Okay. First, I'm going to make a process when to notify the customers about the new beer. So we click new here, we give a name. It's important that this name is unique. It can't be repeated in any other process or flow. For example, notify new beer. And then we select what triggers our notification. We have a record change. That's when a record change obvious. Then we can use an event message from the platform, or we can create it to be called by another process. But we are going to select record changes because we want, when we add a new beer to the platform, the customer gets notified about it. Okay, so save this, and here we have our empty process. Here in add object, we add the object that triggers the process. In our case, it's going to be a beer. And then we need to select if we want only for new items, or we can use for new and edited ones. We are going to choose just when they are created. We have also advanced settings to allow the process to evaluate a record multiple times. This is useful when we modify the record in many processes or flows, and we get with the last version of it. Also, is a bit dangerous this option, because you can how I could say, you maybe create a infinite loop, and we don't want that. So I'm not going to check that box. Okay. Well, now the criteria that we will going to add will be no criteria, because we just want, when it's created, we notify the customers. But we can use a condition. Here you add all the condition that you need to trigger that actions. Then we can use a formula also, and in this case we are going to use no criteria. Okay. We have immediate actions or scheduled ones. We are going to use immediate actions. Okay, we want to notify the customer right when the beer is in the market. So we are going to use Apex here. Why we are going to use Apex here instead of an email alert, for example? Because of the amount of mail to be sent. For example, Apex let us to send up to 5,000 emails per day, and if I'm not wrong, an email alert lets you send up to 1,000. It's the difference is great, and in this case we have to notify customers that are can be a large number of them. Well, we put a name to this. That's going to be and then we're going to use we are going to use this class that I'm going to show what it looks like. We have the class and then a public static method that is an invocable method. This part of the code lets makes visible the method to the process builder and execute it. Okay, so I created a list of contacts that are the type of customer. Okay, so we filter it a bit, and then we'll create a list with the IDs in order to send the emails. Then we set the template of the email. I just used one that is already created. I didn't invent one for it. And then we create the mail to be sent, and then that's all. So now we save the action, and then we after it is activated, we stop this process. You can also, instead of stop, instead of stop, you can also put to execute the next criteria if you need. Okay, but in this case, there's no more criteria, so we stop the process. Well, we activate it, and here is a warning. That it's not important at all. We're going to create fast another process in order to notify the factory manager. If you have any question, don't wait me. Just interrupt if you want.
You have one question in the chat, Bruno.
Okay. I'm not in the chat, so I can't see it. Yes, they run out. Yeah. You just need to put that is an invocable method, and automatically the process will execute everything that's in this with that definition. Okay, moving back to the example. Was clear the response, the answer? Sorry.
Yes, Bruno, it was clear.
Okay.
They will all run in the order that you invoke them. So if you invoke 3, they will run the first one, then the second one, then the third one.
Exactly. Thank you, Santiago. Then, well, I was in the process build, sorry. Also, this process is going to be a record change also, because the field it's going to change is the stock one. Well, now we are going to use the same object, and I'm going to make a comment here. Now we need to change to a record is created or edited, because it's an addition what is going to activate the process. And I'm going to say this comment about this warning that is appearing. I forget to deactivate a process. So this is an error. Well, it's not an error exactly. It's not the best practice. Salesforce recommends you to use just one tool of automation in each object. In this case, we are creating 3 processes, and we can't guarantee the order of the execution. So the result maybe is not what we want. That's clear.
Sorry to interrupt, but aren't you allowed to have only one invocable method per class?
Mm-hmm.
I believe I've seen in the documentation that it says that only one invocable method can be written in a class. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I didn't read that, but then I will check and modify the material.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, then we'll save this process. Now we are going to add some criteria. This time a condition that are met. And the condition we need is to check the stock field, since we want to report to the manager when we are running out of beer. And then we have our operator that has all these options. In this case, we are going to use less than or equal, and we are going to use a number, for example, 10. Then we have the conditions. We can change our logic using all the condition met that makes an and between all the conditions, or we can choose for an or in order to let the action be activated when just one condition is met. Or then you can customize the logic, but in this case we are going to use just the and condition. So we save it. The name, sorry. This condition is out of stock. We save the criteria. Then we are going to add an action. First, we are going to create an email alert. In order to associate it with an email alert, we need to create one if we haven't done it yet. And if we already have, like this time, just enter the name. Well, let me check. If not, I'm going to create this one. Here. Here we have our mail alert. That in the email alert, if you can see, you will put some rules, some approval process. The recipient this time is going to be the factory manager, the role precisely. Then we have the email address to which we are going to send the alert. We have also a template here. It's very easy to modify this, so I'm not going to touch it now. Okay, so we save the action here. And we also said that we wanted to post into a chatter. We are going to use user in this case because I haven't made a chatter group to be more easy. I'm going to be the users. That's okay. And then we add the message to be displayed in the chatter. Can be, we are almost here. And we save it. Okay. We have this completed. But we have the problem that we have too many processes on one object. So in order to migrate into one process, we are going to create this one, and we are going to deactivate the rest that are messing around. So here. Okay, we are deactivating all process, so we have no problem, especially with the order of the execution. There's no more activated. Okay. So let's start to improve the solution for the problem. We are going to use record changes. Yes. So there's nothing new up to now. We are going to use the same object. We are going to launch it when a record is changed or created, because or we create a beer or we change its stock. So we will need both. Well, we are going to create a criteria. This criteria is going to be a filter, and I mean with a filter is to distinguish between what records changes, what records are created. Okay, so we are going to put created to the criteria. Then we are going to use a formula, and we are going to use the function is new. Okay, this function returns true if the record is new. If it's not, it's going to return false. Well, the immediate action that we are going to execute when it's created is the same that in the first example. We are going to use our Apex class. In order to notify all the contacts. And it's ready. Then we are going to use a criteria that tell us if there are too little beers in stock. So we are going to use a condition. We are going to use the stock field. We choose it. The same as before. Less than or equal a number with a 10. It's going to be 10. And then that's okay. Okay, we now have two criteria, but we have a problem here that when created a beer, we don't send a notification to the factory manager if we only create 10 or less. So we are going to change this stop to evaluate the next criteria. When we choose this option, after we execute all the immediate actions and the scheduled ones, we pass to evaluate the next one. Then we are going to add the actions in out of stock, the same as before. Save it, and we add another action that's going to be post to chatter. We are going to be the user again. And then we put the message. Well, save it. We have in this process the new beers in order to notify the customers. We also created the conditions to send the email and the post to that chatter for the manager. So we are ready and we can activate the process. Okay, so this is the best solution for this problem. If we have some repeated actions in the actions we created, it's recommended to create another process to reuse the logic and not invent new ones again. That may make you hit some limits. For example, one limit could be that inside a process, there can be up to 200 of criteria nodes, but in this example, we are not hitting them. So I'm not going to explain the limits, and I should discuss them in another class because it's going to take a lot of time. Also, I want to remark that limits in Apex still, all the governor limits still valid in the class that we use to mass mail. So it's important to check it out. Okay, I have said everything I have. Sorry for my English and my messy presentation because it's the first one that I have done ever. It's the first one that I am talking in English, so it was a bit difficult for me. Any question? It was clear the reason that I gave to use just one process per object. I'm not watching the chat, so.
Hi, Bruno.
Yes.
I have a question. When is it preferable to use a process instead of a trigger, for example?
Okay. A process lets you, for example, create records, but not delete them. So if you need to delete, you need to use other option. For example, a flow or a trigger. The trigger should be the last option because if we have a very easy problem, we can resolve it with a process builder or a flow builder.
Okay. Thank you.
You choose the like I showed in the presentation. If I can, I have the image. You go up in complexity, and you are changing of tool. Okay? If you see that if something is not inside the possibility of the process builder in the features that it provides, you should go to the flow builder or to Apex directly. Apex will always work, but it's preferred to use what we already have created. No, it's clear enough.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so one thing we need to think about this process builder flow, workflow, is that we have more tools now than we have in other languages, right? Always we can do everything in Apex. That's the easy answer, right? I can always implement everything in Apex. But it's not as scalable, it's not going to be updated when there are new features. If I have to do something fast in production, that's never recommended. Like if I have to, in a process builder, I can. In an Apex trigger, I can't because I always need to migrate that information as well. So it's just better to do it in a process builder or in a workflow or in a flow because all of those reasons. So there's that.
Okay, thank you.
Any question more? Or advice or suggestion?
I have a question, sideway questions, if I might say. What can it be an example for the use of the recursive auction in the advanced section of the process creation? I was reading about the recursion limits on the update or the evaluation of a field. I read that it was about 5 times, I think.
Yes,
But
that's correct.
but I can't think of a use case or a practical example where the recursor option is needed.
For example, if in this example, if you had a beer and you have, I don't know, the receipt, for example, of the product, and the team that is working on that changed it during the process that changed the brand. For example, we need to reread the record in order to get the last version, the most complete one. I don't know if it is clear with example.
Yeah. You answered my doubt in the process related to the automation or the reevaluation of some fields.
The reevaluation.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
Thank you, Bruno.
You're welcome. And to
Goodbye.
come
Bye.
Later.